nobody knows I'm going live. I just randomly decided I was going to do this. So if Mike gets off work and comes upstairs being funny or whatever, he doesn't know that I'm live. So anyways, so people are starting to jump on now. Anyways, it is the month end of February, and even though we were joking that Facebook was closed, you know, February 29th through 30th, I hope everybody realizes that today is the end of the month, and tomorrow is March 1st. But I thought I would show what's still in my fridge and kind of talk through some of the things and how I got them to last so long. I have not been to the store at all since February 1st, and that includes, for food budget, that includes we didn't get coffee, we didn't go out, we didn't anything. We totally ate from our pantry and our freezers and the $94 that I spent at the beginning of the month. So, and which also I hadn't went to the store since the beginning of December. So anything that was in the fridge was like the pomegranate that I ate yesterday was in the fridge from December because I didn't go grocery shopping in January. So $94 is all that I've spent, and this is what it looks like at the very last day of the month. So it's pretty empty, and we've made every single meal from scratch from home. So I'm going to show a little peek. I can probably even move it a little bit closer here. This is what it kind of looks like, and then I'm going to pull stuff out. So my door, there's my other door. So I'm going to move this back a little bit. Most important here is, I think, the asparagus. Like, look how pretty these still look. They look brand new. My fridge is going to yell at me. I'm going to grab a couple of things and then close it. Because once it starts beeping, it beeps. So, this is my asparagus. It needs a little bit more water in it. Oh, Pam bought a badge. Thank you, Pam. When you do the hearts on yours now, it makes them purple instead of white. So Pam's one of our Patreon members. That's really cool. Yep, the purple hearts. So, I don't know why the hearts make me so happy, but they do. So, anyways, this is asparagus that is a month old. So I bought it on February 1st. And, oh, Julie, yay, you're on here. Julie was just sending me a message earlier today asking about asparagus. So I'm glad she was able to catch this. So this is asparagus. I normally keep the water a little bit fuller with filtered water. Whatever water that you normally will want to drink is what, is what I put in here. And then, so if you drink your tap water, that's great. We don't drink our tap water. Look at all the hearts. Anyways, on the replay, I just look silly because the hearts make me so happy. But we use our Berkey filter. But if you use, filter water from your fridge or however you do, you want to use whatever water you would drink in this because it sucks it up and it takes on the taste of that water. So if you're using water that has chlorine in it and those kind of things, your asparagus will taste like chlorine. So aren't these pretty? Month old? I was going to eat these the other day, but then it's like fun to be able to say, these are a month old. Anyways, these are in the book also with like written instructions. But when I first get the asparagus, the first time I snap it, and by snapping it, I'm removing the woody end from the fresh part of the end. So that's why it's important to snap, and the asparagus tells you where it wants to be snapped at. But then normally, like in the 2-week mark, when I'm kind of doing a fridge check to see what I still need to do, that's when I'll just go by and just trim it with the knife, like really quickly, just a little bit that second time, just to open up. I always call it the pores. It's not the pores, but just to open it back up again. Anyways, and it helps suck the water back up so they stay fresh. Just like flowers, like just think about like when you get flowers. So these were from Costco on February 1st. I probably won't have them until tomorrow, and then I probably won't buy more this time because we've had them in our fridge this whole time. We did eat one package of them. So, and then this is parsley. Again, February 1st. It's a month old. So, you can see where this one's like bent, where I hit it in the door or something, but totally fresh. Again, this will be in the book too. Oh, somebody asked if it's the fibers. No, it's like the vascular system of the plant or some. My little plant expert could tell us exactly if she wasn't at work right now. But anyways, it just, oh, Mike did see I was live, so he won't come up here being all goofy. Well, he might, but at least we know that he knows that I'm live now. So I think it's funny. So he never knows if I'm like talking on the phone or just talking to myself. But anyways, this is parsley. And again, I washed it just like I washed the lettuce and the spinach. And I trimmed the ends and I put it in water. I haven't changed this water in like 2 weeks. So you can see the little, well, it's backwards, but I wrote February 1st and parsley on it back then. But he's laughing at me. So anyways, I always write if it's parsley or it's cilantro because sometimes I forget, and then you have to like take a bite of it because I can never remember which leaf is supposed to be which leaf, but you can tell by tasting it. Oh, that's funny. Speaking of tasting something. But I have like, woo, in my brain today. Anyways, this is a month old of parsley. So there's that. That's also in the book. So this, I was looking at the other day, and sometimes if there's extra coffee in the from the rest, you know, like there's extra coffee at the end of the day, I'll put it in a jar and then drink it the next day as like iced coffee. And so I was looking at this and I didn't mark it like with anything because it just has like the old label on it. But anyway, so I was looking at it a little while ago and I was just like, I don't remember putting coffee in there. And then I had it wrote on it, and then I went and I was like smelling it and I'm like, it doesn't smell like coffee. So then I go and take like a little sip of it thinking that maybe I had put turkey stock in here, but then anyways, it's black olives. And if there is one thing in the world I hate, it's black olives. Like, hate black olives. And I totally took a drink of this. So my family is going to be like cracking up when they watch this replay, but I hate black olives and I totally took a drink of this. It's my own dang fault. You can see the black olives in the jar, like if I would have just taken a second to look, but I'm glad I didn't waste any creamer on this. Oh, speaking of creamer, let me random squirrel brain, sorry. Not the other day, on February 1st, when we went grocery shopping, one of the team members was here taking pictures, and she spilt my creamer on accident. And it was the only creamer I was going to have for the whole entire month, and it like totally knocked over and spilled everywhere. And I had agreed that I was only going to do $100 budget for the month, and I was at $94, and she offered to go get new creamer, and I was like, no, I'll be okay. Like, it's no big deal. And anyways, so I have to tease her about it forever. But anyways, and then she went to go get it, and I was just like, no, like even with did we lose Wi-Fi? Are you still there? I think we lost Wi-Fi for a second. I think we're still here. But anyways, so she wanted to go buy okay, people are still here. Okay, it looked like it left for a second. Anyway, she wanted to go buy new creamer, and I was just like, no, we're good. Like, I have powdered creamer, and, you know, backups to my backups is what I always say. But anyways, I was kind of getting tired of the powdered creamer, and we normally get milk delivery, which I canceled for the month of February just so we could stay in our budget. But I used almond milk which I had on the shelf, and some condensed sweetened milk, and it ended up filling up this whole thing, and added vanilla to it, and I made my own liquid creamer that I've been using for like the last week or so. But it was just nice to know that I had bought this sweetened condensed cream. I think around the holidays I was going to make like fudge or something, and it had, well, that's not true. Last year I had bought it and it had been on the shelf, and when I was looking in January to see what I wanted to use up, it was on my list of what needed to be used up, and it was after the holidays, and I didn't really want to make fudge in January, and so it was kind of sitting there like it needs to be used in the next couple months. And then I kind of make a separate little area for those kind of things that I want to use up in the next couple months. So I knew by doing the pantry inventory in January that I had some sweetened condensed cream or milk that needed to be used, and then I just added it with the almond milk that was shelf stable and vanilla, and I made my own creamer. So crisis averted. I did have powdered creamer, but anyways, so that was the black olives. My little mishap with that, you know. I get squirrel brained and not always perfect, and well, nobody's perfect, but you know what I mean. Like, I want to tell you how it really is. So these are some onions I cut up the other day, which was really handy. I actually had cut these, and I had some grilled onions that I had started cooking and then decided I only wanted half of them. And so the grilled onions came in super handy last night because Mike was working on the hood for the stove all weekend, and so I wasn't able to use my stove yesterday because he was literally like standing on top of it trying to work on this. And so it felt like deja vu being last February through September when we didn't have a kitchen and we were working on this remodel. And so I called my neighbor like I always do, and I was just like, hey, 375, can you turn on the oven? I'll be over there in like 10 minutes. But having the green onions on hand, and I had some cooked chicken breast and some bacon, and we had frozen vegetables, and I was able to make like I don't even know what you call it, a broccoli chicken baking casserole, and threw it all in a baking dish and ran it over to our neighbors in the rain. But it would have been so tempting to just like go get takeout, and I just pulled it together. Like I did it the whole time during the kitchen remodel. I could do it even the day before we go grocery shopping. This is just a shallot that's in here. It's like half cut. So let's see. I have some tomatoes still that are sitting here. So these are a month old too. Yes, I put cherry tomatoes in the refrigerator, not whole ones. This is an apple that is from November that's been in the fridge. It's like the last one that's left. No, I had some other ones that for November. I did buy a couple more on February 1st. But still, your apples are grown in the fall and harvested in the fall. So whenever you get them at the store, they've been picked in the fall. So they last for months in the refrigerator. And then these are the last of the oranges that I have left from the December when we bought the cases. They got like shipped to our house from Citrus Grove, Papa's Citrus. It always confuses me. Her Instagram is Circle Grove, but their farm name is Papa Citrus. So anyways, these are the last of those oranges that we had left. So these are from the beginning of December, and I had peeled these, and I was thinking about making like orange muffins or orange bread, but even just changing the form of them. We're going to finish eating those up soon. And then we had a couple pieces of celery left. Let's see if I can do this. But I just made some peanut butter on the log kind of things, just trying to use the celery up. And I see that somebody had some during lunchtime today, or a snack. So that was just a way to get those used up before I go grocery shopping tomorrow. So that's kind of the fresh produce. Oh, no. Actually, there's something else. Let me grab it. I'm going to move this a little bit closer now that I don't need so much counter space with all this stuff. So these mushrooms, there's still a couple left. These are also from February 1st. So somebody had asked me like in October, right when we went viral, how I store mushrooms and if they would work in a jar. I still think the 100% best way to do it is in a brown paper bag in the refrigerator. But I like to be able to see what I'm going to eat, and then I want to eat it more than if it's in a brown paper bag. And somebody said that they just ordered another box from Papa Citrus. Yeah, they're so good. But anyways, so these mushrooms. Well, anyways, so somebody asked me like in October if they would work in a jar, and I had never done that before. So forever, the way that I normally did mushrooms was in a paper bag. So the last 4 months, I have been putting them in a jar too to see how they do. I still think the best way is in a paper bag, but they look prettier in here. So, anyways, I did change the paper towel out the other day. It was soaking wet, so that was just interesting to know that normally I don't have to change a paper towel out mid time except for raspberries. But it was soaking wet, so I took that out because it was dry when I put it in there. But these mushrooms, there's like 4 left in there. Like, they are a month old, so that's not too shabby. I'm pretty happy. I had some of them last night in that broccoli casserole that I made. Okay, let me see if I can do this without it being too much. I have a big roast right here that I'm going to throw in the Instapot. And then these eggs up here are all hard-boiled eggs. Mike made last night, and then he'll make some deviled eggs with that. Like the egg stuff is like his thing for that part of it. And then I pulled these out of the freezer yesterday to have for breakfast. I still have some more in there, but they're the quiches. I don't know if you call them quiches, egg bites, whatever. It's what I do to make sure I eat breakfast. So those were in the freezer, and I pulled them back out, and then I just warmed them back up. And then I have, there's some Cougar Gold cheese in here. If you're like from Washington and know cheese comes in a can at the Cougar Gold, that's pretty amazing. And then this one is, I don't remember. It's good. Oh, hey, it's good cheese. That's all I know. I probably can't pronounce it if I wanted to anyways. See the beeping. And then I have some gluten-free dinner rolls I pulled out of the freezer. And then I always change these out at the end of the month. Just because it makes me happy. So people keep asking about these. These are just napkins. If I can get them at the dollar store or whatever, I get them. But they make me happy. And so, especially in the wintertime when I need, in the wintertime, I live in the Seattle area. I don't know. These gray drizzly days are really hard on me. And so some years it's better than other years. And anyways, over the years, I realized when I celebrate all these little holidays, it helps me mark through the winter that I'm surviving and my seasonal like depression doesn't get so bad. And so anyways, it doesn't help the fruit last longer or anything. It just makes me happy. And so that's why I put these in. And I owned a housekeeping company for 15 years. So I've cleaned a lot of other people's fridges. So I know if I can just go in once a month and wipe out those drawers and change out my napkins, then it's just way easier for me and stuff too. So anyways, some people use their vacuum in it and stuff. I don't, because vacuum ends are dirty. So unless I had a totally separate end for my vacuum, I don't do that because I know where else a vacuum goes. But anyways, being a housekeeper for 15 years, yeah, those kind of things. But anyways, I get questions all the time. These are just paper napkins. Anything would work in the bottom of that. These literally are just there to make me happy. And woo, dropped a knife, or not a knife, the scissors I had out. But anyways, these are my St. Patrick's Day ones. So my neighbor across the street, he has a cherry blossom tree, and it is the first tree in the area that blooms. I have one too, but it blooms later. And he hates his tree, and it means so much to me that he keeps it there. He wants to cut it down, and he always tells me the day our sold sign goes up on our house, like the chainsaw's coming out and he's cutting that down. But it has for years, for 18 years since we've lived here, been like the sign to me that I've survived the winter and spring is coming and everything's going to be good. And anyways, next week's blog post is going to be talking about starting seeds and kind of the reasons why I do that too, which the blog post ended up taking a whole different turn than when I sat down to write it. But it's talking a little bit about that too, about surviving winter and knowing that spring is coming. And you know, like especially here, the gray drizzly days, like they get old. And then we have a beautiful spring and summer, and we kind of forget about how tiresome it gets. But anyways, do you guys want to see what else is in my fridge? I probably should look. Here, I'm going to look for questions first, and then I'll scroll more if you guys want to see condiments or whatever. Somebody said, wow, that's good for mushrooms, right? Yeah, totally a month old. So I try to use stuff as I know it needs to be used up. So like cauliflower's one, the asparagus is one. If this was like looking wilty a couple days ago or a week ago or whatever, I would have ate it sooner. But since it's looked so great this whole time, then I've been trying to use up other things that needed to be used up sooner. Cauliflower is another one. It seems like I don't have any this time, but it seems like it's one that I'm always getting ready to go to my 3-week to 4-week grocery shopping trip, and there's still a cauliflower in there that I need to use up right before I go grocery shopping. Okay, we just used the last of our fall apples last night to make applesauce. Oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of applesauce I made this fall. So let's see. Are there any other questions I'm missing? Somebody was commenting on my creamer. It was nice to know I had something extra, you know. We don't buy paper towels, but I have a package of napkins left from last 4th of July. Can I use those at the bottom of your berry jars? Okay. Yes. It depends on how particular you are about dyes and things being organic and those kind of things. I also use like these little cloths too. They're like my cleaning cloths, but I have some that I know which ones are cleaning cloths and ones are. I'm a little OCD about things if you haven't told. But anyways, they will stain the cloths if you're putting in them on the berries. If you're really particular about, like, these are not organic, these are dyes, like these are things I don't normally consume, so I wouldn't necessarily always want to put my food, like berries, like something that might soak up that in there. But we only use paper towels for the bottom of jars. Like, we don't use them to dry our hands or anything. So if I'm only going through like a roll of paper towels every 6 months, it's okay with me. So take that as you want it. So, yeah, I very rarely use paper towels for anything else. And we like definitely don't dry our hands with them or anything. Like, if I'm using like 10 of them a month, I'm okay with that. So 10 sheets that I fold up and put in there. So, and then I just joke because, see, somebody on my team didn't get my message saying that I was going to be online. So now she's trying to call me. Anyways, but I just have to let it stop ringing for a second, because my brain's going to explode if it doesn't. Anyways, so yeah, so you can use cloth or whatever, but it just depends on your values. Oh, for that, now I know what I'm going to say with the phone ringing in the background. But I'm a logger's daughter, so I don't mind using a little bit of paper towels or paper products, because then I just feel like I'm supporting the loggers too. So you know, my mama was a logger, so she retired from being a logger, but she was a logger for 25 years, so, which is pretty cool. So was my dad, but you know, my mom was a logger. How cool was that? Anyways, this all stuff just is pretty typical of what's in here. We do get the Kinder's brand from Costco for the teriyaki sauce. This is about the only one that doesn't make me sick, because some others make me super sick, but I don't eat this very often. So, and Mike eats a lot more of it than I do. So, anyways, it does contain soy, but it's like what's in it is not as bad as some of the other ones. And then the barbecue sauce I had picked up too. So those are Costco. This is some of my applesauce that we opened the other day. There's a whole bunch on the shelf. These are the mozzarella balls from Costco, and then I just take them out of that. I was gonna say, I take them out of that really annoying flat container that doesn't fit in the fridge at all, and I put them in here, and they last for months. At one point I had taken a spoon in there and kind of shake them up, so they're kind of a little smushed in areas, but they work fine. So they're cheese. And then we use those, we like the balsamic with the basil that I keep on the windowsill, like skewers, which is just funny because this is Mike's like first year liking those, and he'll actually eat a tomato. But in here I have some sauerkraut. This is red cabbage sauerkraut. There's 2 of those, and there's still like 2.5 regular sauerkrauts in there. This is basil packed in oil. I keep honestly forgetting to use this, but it'll last for a year. It looks like it's been leaking a little bit. My hands are all. Anyways, this is great to use like to dip bread and stuff in, or in pasta dishes, but it's in the back and I forget about it. But that was a whole bunch of basil I used to preserve from the harvest last fall. So just grab that while I'm here. Okay, so applesauce, these are dates. I use in my baking to sweeten things. Bacon bits. I mean, come on, you have to have like the staples in life. There's bacon bits. There's more of the cabbage. I really need to eat that. We have some pickles back here. This is the rest of the turkey stock. See, I knew I had some, and I thought I moved it into that smaller container. But no, that was black olives. This is elderberry, and this is elderberry. So this is the one that's open, and we're using it. These rolls. So it's just like random things in here. There's like flaxseed in here. This jar is completely empty. Ready for grocery shopping tomorrow. We've used everything that was in there. It didn't go bad. We used it. And then down here we have some leftover pizza stuff. There's some Canadian bacon and some pepperoni. Parmesan cheese, which probably needs to go on my list. There is not very much there. And then, oh, these Swiss packages I throw in the freezer. The Swiss seems to do all right, but cheddar doesn't. So anyways, I can keep these in the freezer and pull them out whenever I want them. And then I like these ham packages from Costco also. I just cut those open and throw them right in the freezer, and I can keep these in the freezer and pull them out as I need them. And then we have some cheese in this little tray thing, and then I have the Tillamook ones. I had just filled these up the other day. We store extra cheese downstairs in a garage refrigerator. And then I have some string cheese here. So there's cheeses. And then I just have Casey over here. There's some salad dressing and mustards. This is cilantro. And this is Greek yogurt. I take the Costco thing and I put it in an airtight container and it lasts longer, but when you go to buy it, if you look at the dates, sometimes they're a month difference. So I always try to make sure I grab the one that lasts me 2 grocery shopping cycles. So this one doesn't expire until 3/16, and I bought it on February 1st. And being in glass, it would last another week or so if I decided to make it last a little bit longer. We have ketchup and relish, and this is balsamic. That's mayo. I'm going to close this. Let's see if we can get over here before that starts beeping. This is some apple syrup I made. There's artichoke hearts. Or salsa. We've been going through this like crazy. I made a whole bunch. Apple butter. This is cranberry mustard. This is like something we get from Hickory Farms every Christmas. More sauerkraut. Some orange marmalade. This is just, this is like the vegan coconut. Oh no, it's coconut enemos. I was going to say it was that Worcestershire sauce that I can't pronounce, but these are sun-dried tomatoes. This is apricot jam that my sister-in-law made. And these are oranges preserved in honey that I had made for teas. Hemp seeds. There's some Italian dressing. And these are both pizza sauce. I normally don't have 2 open. That's really random. But I know that they're like from the last 2 weeks, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we haven't got milk delivery, so we've been trying to cycle through some almond milk that I had on my shelf, which is really good that we've been doing that. So I tried to keep, see, this doesn't even expire until July. So I tried to keep at least a case of almond milk on the shelf, but it's always important to me that we keep them rotated so we don't make them go to waste. And then there's just a little bit of Parmesan cheese there. So anyways, that is what is in my refrigerator. We did, for the freezer, I still have a ton of spinach in here. There is no joke. I am not allowed to buy spinach again for a while. And I have surgery this week, so I won't be able to suck from a straw for a while again. So yeah, no smoothies for me for a while, so definitely not buying spinach tomorrow. And then there's just random things down here. I did notice I had a little bit of jalapenos that I had cut up and put in there. So I was going to put that in with the roast. And these are more of those little quiches that I made, and I defrost them. These are scraps for the next time I make stock. And yeah, that whole, you can't see it, the whole drawer there is like for smoothie kind of stuff. So anyways, that is what is in my fridge. Again, I have only spent $94 for the whole month of February. I have $6 left in the budget for February, and I was kind of joking yesterday that I should go get coffee today because I like deserved it, and that would spend that last $6. But then I decided I didn't need to go get coffee. So that $6 as a treat for me, I'm going to set and put it aside, and the next day I do want coffee. I'm going to have no guilt that I did a whole month of making sure we didn't go out at all. We didn't do anything, and I only spent $94 on groceries. And then tomorrow we will be back to our regular budget. Oh, and the extra money that we didn't spend yesterday or this month, it did go into a savings account. So when I do decide I want to make a larger purchase or find something on sale or those kind of things, then I have that extra money that I saved in January and February by not spending at the grocery store. And that's still set aside for our food budget. So if I want to like put money down for our next, well, we already have it's scheduled, but if I wanted to do like a large meat order or something like that, I already have January and February's extra grocery money set aside, except for that $6 because I'm going to buy coffee. So I deserve it. Anyways, oh yeah, the team is like blowing up the Facebook group and my phone. They don't know I'm not live because this was just random. But anyways, I hope you all have a good day. And tomorrow we are going grocery shopping. It's kind of funny, besides produce, I only have like 4 things on my list. I was kind of peeking at it. We need like recycled trash bags and more coffee filters. And, oh, I put bacon on there. But, so yeah, there's only a couple things on my list. And we're going to keep trying to work through cycling through things that are in our pantry. And just keep on this journey of, yeah, oh, parm. Yeah, somebody's like, add parm. I'm writing it right now because that would have made me sad. I don't want to see parm. So there is cider on that budget, on that list. So I did write that down the other day. So when Brandy's watching this on replay, we will be stopping by tomorrow. But anyways, we are going to, one of our team members is going to go with me at the store tomorrow, and we're going to do a little bit of filming if we don't get kicked out of the store. And then in the next couple days, we'll cut those videos and they'll go up. So anything that we buy tomorrow, you might see those videos in the next week, but I am having surgery on Wednesday, so I probably won't be on camera for like a week. It's just a little oral thing, but the last time, like, my eye turned black and it swells all down here. I'm not getting in front of the camera. So anyways, thank you for all the hearts. Like, the book, if you haven't got it yet, the book is on pre-sale on Kindle. We're the #1 new release. Like, it's pretty exciting. There's a link pretty much everywhere on the blog at thecrosslegacy.com. There's like 3 different places to find it. I'll put it here again too. So we price the book as the price of strawberries at Costco. So we know that we can save you a container of strawberries over the next 6 months. And then this ebook is just an ebook for right now. And then we hope in the fall that we can release a book for you guys. But this book is the top 25 produce items I get asked about all the time. And it has all the information in one place, so I don't have to be like, oh, go watch this video and go look at this video. Yeah, right? I get all the hearts. But anyways, so it is $9.99. It's on pre-sale. It gets released on March 20th. So as soon as it gets done with the editors and the formatting and stuff on March 20th. And you don't have to have a Kindle app. I get that question all the time. Yes, you have to have a Kindle app, but you don't have to have a Kindle device to get it. So if you have any kind of phone, whatever you're watching on right now, you just download the Kindle app. and which is free, and you can read the book. And then we did some, see, now my mom is calling. Oh, I know when my mom is calling. I called her earlier all excited, and she didn't answer the phone when I had free time. So I called her to tell her that I have my first speaking event on stage, and I get to talk in front of a group of MOPS moms, so I'm pretty excited about that. We've done other events like behind a kitchen sink and talking about produce, but this is like the first time in a long time that I've been up on stage talking to anybody. But I used to be the MOPS director at our church. I started MOPS at our church when I was like 22 years old maybe, and so I used to do that a lot, and I was on the praise team for 17 years, so I'm kind of used to being up on the stage, but I've never been up on the stage talking about strawberries or the cross legacy. So that's so exciting, and to get to share my story a little bit more. And speaking of sharing my story a little bit more, I'm able to, on Patreon, talk a little bit more about my health issues and my personal journey of what I went through over the years, and just more about my family. I do that over on our Patreon group, and we have a special Patreon Facebook group for that. So those women are all women that to be members, it's $10 a month, and they get extra special bonuses of being able to be a part of that group, and we make connections and have videos and have calls, and are really trying to build a community and relationships over there. So it's another great way to support the Cross Legacy, because this isn't just me. There are 7 of us on the team. Like, there's 7 people that are helping edit videos and making sure everything gets up on time, and doing all the behind the scenes, making contacts with people and stuff, so I can spend more time here with you guys, trying to answer questions and stuff that are on my heart. So anyways, buying the book, being members of Patreon, going to our Amazon links, those are all great ways to help support us. And if you're not on YouTube yet, like, go over to YouTube. We have like 88,000 followers here, and if we could get some of those over to YouTube, that would help us raise funds too. So somebody said they were so proud of me. Thank you. Anyways, Julie, keeper of my home, who is on here, she has a great YouTube channel too, and our hearts are so similar of wanting to mentor to moms and meet them right where they are. So anyways, you guys and your messages. Thank you. Thanks. I hope every day that I'm a blessing to you guys. Like, that is my first thing when I wake up. I pray to be a blessing to you guys. And before I even answer any messages from the team or anything, like, the first at least half an hour I am awake in the morning, I am trying to answer questions and trying to find the moms that need me that day. And most of the time it has nothing to do with produce. It has, people just are finding us and asking for prayers and knowing that there's something more here than just saving money on your grocery budget. And so I probably spend 4 hours a day, every day, answering questions throughout the day, but I always make sure right before I do anything else in the morning, the first half an hour I'm awake, I am praying and trying to answer your guys' questions. And then through the day I answer questions, and then again at night. Like, I don't go to bed until I make sure that I have answered everything I can possibly see. So Facebook is really hard because sometimes they only show us what's relevant and don't always show all the comments, and sometimes it's like 3 or 5 days later, see, they are just blowing up my phone. And sometimes it's just like 3 or 5 days later when we finally see a message that somebody had posted. But I go from my phone to my tablet to my laptop back to my phone, trying to get messages to pop up to really see them all. I better get going because they are trying to get a hold of me. So that is like the 3rd team member that's like, what is going on? Why can't I answer the phone? So anyways, I'm going to check one more time for questions real quick here. And oh, I'm so excited for you. Like, I just can't believe all that's happened in the last few months. And, you know, the very first blog post, or the second blog post I did, was about berries, like, last summer. And, you know, look at here, like, all of the people that are following me because they found me because of strawberries, and it's truly amazing. Like, it's just truly amazing. Even one answer you give is helpful, somebody said. Thanks. I truly want to help reduce stress in moms' lives and women's lives, in everybody's life, but I mean, how much of that gets weighted on our shoulders, and as moms of, what's for dinner and can I afford groceries? And, I bought all these groceries, but then at the end of the month, I'm throwing them out, or I've had to stop and get groceries 10 different times in the last 2 weeks, or this is kind of a big one that we changed. I have some health issues that I've had for a long time, and one of the things that helped me survive, especially the colder months, is I take baths. Like, my family jokes that I'm a mermaid because I go through so much Epsom salt. But it used to be like every other day, like, honey, can you stop at the store and get Epsom salt? Can you stop at the store and get Epsom salt? And we realized during the pandemic is when I changed this, but I now know exactly how much Epsom salt I go through in 3 months, and I have that ordered and delivered every 3 months. And so Mike was grabbing me a bag the other day, and he's like, oh, you're getting low. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, because this is supposed to last me until March 15th. And so if there's, more than 3 bags in there, I'm doing good. And but that just being able to plan ahead, like, I can think of so many times he went in to go get the $4 bag of Epsom salt, or it's probably $7 right now. But anyways, but then walked out spending $50 because while you're there, can you get this and this? And, when I think of all the times I asked him to go stop at the store and how many of them revolved around that one item, and just being able to plan that one item 6 months or 3 months, 3 months in ahead, it just helps so much. And if I had room and space, I'd probably just go ahead and buy like 6 months in ahead, but it takes up a lot of room. But anyways, it's just like one of those little things that we realized that was causing us to go to the grocery store. It's something that's shelf stable. It didn't need to go to the grocery store, and how much money over the course of the year we have changed our ways because of just getting that delivered, once a quarter. So anyways, I talk more about that kind of stuff on this week's blog post. It's on the blog, but there's a highlight for it. So if you could look at the highlight on Instagram, there's a little circle and it says grocery budget. So I think on the blog, it's thecrosslegacy.com. I think it's grocery/budget if you're looking for it that way. But go to the little highlight. That's probably the easiest way to find that. And there's a printable too, to do like a reality check of how much you're spending on groceries. So we kind of talk about it being like the day before you start a diet, that you're like taking your measurements and, seeing how clothes fit or, whatever. And by doing that reality check that we have posted and going through that blog post, it'll really give you an idea of how far you came when you go to look back at this, months later or whatever. And then in the coming weeks and months, we're going to talk more about like how much grocery budgets have changed. So I had always for a long time been $135 per person is what we spent, but we know that the prices at the store are a lot higher. So before I say you need to spend this, which I would never say that, but we're doing some research to make sure that what I'm recommending is the right price for what's going on in the world right now. But still, wherever you are today, and any improvement that you can make is probably a good thing. And my whole thing always is Americans throw away 30 to 40% of the groceries we buy. 30 to 40%. Like, how many times do you look at your refrigerator right before you go grocery shopping, or go to pull something out and it's nasty because you weren't paying attention and you throw that away? Like, if you could save 40% on your grocery bill by not throwing things away and using them, like, how would that change your family's budget? So no matter what you spend or what you don't spend or all those kind of things, just learning these things and being able to not throw away the groceries that you spend, especially, like in today's world, or like us, like all of our stuff is organic. Like, I want it, as farm fresh as I can. Like, we have allergies, like all those kind of things are really important to us. And so normally it means that they're more expensive too. And to save 40% off of what you're getting because you're using it is life-changing for some families, and it was for us, for sure. So I'm going to scroll one more time. Somebody said it was so helpful. There we go. And the hearts, like always the hearts. Can't be. But anyways, so we're going to do some videos tomorrow, but then we're going to cut some of those videos over the next week or so while I'm recovering from surgery. So you probably, well, you might see me tomorrow live. You just never know what time. It's not a scheduled anything. And then there'll be lots of things in the next week, even though I will be healing. So anyways, thank you for being on. This will be available for replay. Go to YouTube if you're not there yet. Join Patreon and go get the book. So anyways, thanks for everything. Thanks for supporting me. And I truly am blessed to be here. Bye.